The concept that an alien species that's technologically advanced enough to travel billions of light years gets here and somehow is incompetent enough to not survive Earth or crashes is something that I find a little bit far-fetched. And with that being said, you have mentioned that there's interdimensional potential. Could you expound on that?
Regardless of your level of sentience, right? Planes crash, cars crash, n number of sorties, however high, a small percentage are going to end in mission failure, if you will, as we say in the Air Force. And then in terms of multidimensionality, that kind of thing, the framework that I'm familiar with, for example, is something called the holographic principle. Derives itself from general relativity and quantum mechanics, and that is, if you want to imagine a 3D object such as yourself casting a shadow.
So he's talking about quantum mechanics and talking about us imagining things. Like, so could they have figured out a way for us? Could we really be all right? Could it be both possibilities? Let's put it like this: could there be a chance, right? Could there be a chance that we know God is real, right? One way or another, we're here. It exists. The spirits, all that stuff, right? Evil, good, yin, yang. Could mankind trying to figure out the powers of God or trying to be God have, figured out the simulation, through technology to, make the world be like this? They already, I don't know if y'all understand where I'm coming from. It's kind of crazy because it kind of balls you up. The simulation thing, like, you seen the movie Resident Evil, right? She wakes up and she's a clone. Y'all know clones exist in this era, right? Robots, we've been talking about robots for the past couple lives before this live and the last live I did, right? I think we did 7 lives about are robots going to take over people's jobs? Are they going to take over mankind? Will robots benefit humankind and all that? Well, we know the robots are here. They've been here. We've been lied to. It's been distraction after distraction. What this distraction is for, I don't know. But here's one thing that I could say that I'm sure. I believe in God. Like, that's it. Like, something created us and we're here. Like, something's giving us strength. Like, something is making these, plants grow. But the crazy part is, even in Resident Evil, when you watch the movie, it's like an illusion. In one part, you see all of them standing there and all the worlds change, the cities and everything. Like, they couldn't believe that it was fake. That they was in a whole, like, a computer world, like the Matrix. Could we already be there? Could they be making us things like, at times when you smell the rain, you smell that it's real, right? That you smell the water, the river, all that, like, I don't know how to explain it. But then there's times when you smell the rain and it smells like it's chlorine, like if you're in a pool. Weird as shit. Like, when you come to the climate, when you talk about the weatherization and all that stuff, they've already used technology to make it rain, to make it hot, to do all this stuff. They can make fake ice. They can make fake snow. Like, is we really that sleep? All right, let's get back to the videos. Because in order for me to be a little more, talkative, I have to, I want to see a little more of the chat, be more interactive, so that I can interact more with y'all. So let's get back to the video. Because this is crazy. Like, I hope I didn't ball nobody up and trying to explain what I think, but it's just like, damn, like, in the Bible it says that Lucifer, the devil, will be walking amongst mankind as his punishment, living as a human. We already know that there's a circle big as shit, I think in one part of the world, that they call it hell. Like, it's crazy as shit. And that shit's been open for over 50 years.
Shadow onto a 2D surface. That's the holographic principle. So you can be projected, quasi-projected from higher dimensional space to lower dimensional. It's a scientific trope that you can actually cross, literally, as far as I understand, but there's probably guys with PhDs that we could probably argue about that.
But you have not seen any documentation that that's what's occurring.
Only a theoretical framework discussion.
The concept that an alien species that's technologically advanced enough to travel billions of light years gets here and somehow is incompetent enough to not survive Earth or crashes is something that I find a little bit far-fetched. And with that being said, you have mentioned that there's interdimensional potential. Could you expound on that?
Regardless of, your level of sentience, right? Planes crash, cars crash, and number of sorties, however high, a small percentage are going to end in, mission failure, if you will, as we say in the Air Force. And then in terms of multidimensionality, that kind of thing, the framework that I'm familiar with, for example, is something called the holographic principle, derives itself from general relativity and quantum mechanics. And that is, if you want to imagine a 3D object such as yourself casting a shadow onto a 2D surface, that's the holographic principle. So you can be projected, quasi-projected from higher dimensional space to lower dimensional. It's a scientific trope that you can actually cross, literally, as far as I understand, but there's probably guys with PhDs that we could probably.
So if we're living under a simulation, who is controlling that program? How did they manage to do this? Right? That's my biggest question.
There's lots of different alien types, but the three main alien types that you'll look for anywhere are the Greys, the Nordics, and the Reptilians. The Nordics are these 6 to 7 feet tall humanoid extraterrestrials with long blonde hair and blue eyes. They're known to be physically beautiful. They're thought of as benevolent. And in pretty much all stories, they're capable of telepathy. The next would be the Reptilians. Oh, shoot. Sorry, that's just a picture of Mark Zuckerberg. The Reptilians, who are popularized by David Icke, they're these shape-shifting aliens that control Earth, and they're also sometimes called archons, which is interesting if you understand Gnosticism. They're the builders of the universe in the Gnostic myth. But let's talk about what we came here for, which is the Greys. They are the most widely associated with abduction reports. They're these gray-skinned humanoids with enlarged, hairless heads, large black eyes, and lack of external human body parts. So they don't really have a nose, they don't have ears, they don't have genitalia. They're around 3 feet tall, usually. But here's the important thing, and the reason I picked this picture of the little gray aliens is, do you see what's in the background?
Big gray aliens?
Yeah, because there are also tall grays. The tall grays are 8 feet tall, kind of like the US, the Vegas 8 feet tall.
Coincidental.
But where's the real evidence that they actually got these aliens? The real evidence.
Yo, you guys watch?
There's lots of different alien types, but the three main heads, large black eyes, and lack of external human, 3 feet tall, usually. But here's the important thing, and the reason I picked this picture of the little gray aliens is, do you see what's in the background?
Big gray aliens?
Yeah, because there are also tall grays. The tall grays are 8 feet tall, kind of like the US, the Vegas 8 feet tall.
Coincidental.
And they're known as the ambassadors between meetings of aliens and humans. They're also known as the supervisors in abductions and genetic experiments, and the short grays are the ones who do all the work. So these are the managers, so to speak.
What the fuck? So basically, they no different from us. They live in a whole pyramid.
Yo, are you guys watching this? The government's literally exposing that aliens are real.
Yeah, and we don't care.
Hold on. As big of a conspiracy theorist you two are, you mean to tell me that you don't believe in none of this?
Real disclosure isn't televised.
We already knew multidimensional beings have been here helping us this whole time. At least the good ones. The bad ones are the...
Question is, are they aliens? Are they angels? Are they gods from other planets? Like, what is the real question? What did they really find? What did they discover? What did they been discovered?
There's
Yo, are you guys watching?
Yo, like, this is really what's going on.
You know it's fucked up.
That let's see, am I back? Yeah, I'm back. I just wanted y'all to see that what's being talked about right now is the conspiracies about the aliens, the robots, the simulations. Is God real? It's so many questions roaming around that I sat here and I just been doing my research, and I've just pulled up a couple videos.